Antonio Conte has been announced as Spurs manager. My dad is completely over the moon. As a fan, I am gutted as a Manchester United supporter because I think he would have been great for us. And well, why don't we see how Antonio Conte does as Spurs gaffer in FM22. Now, how I have accomplished this is through hours and hours of simulating, because obviously during the beta we don't have the editor, so I can't just stick Conte in charge. I had to keep adding myself as a manager, and then until Spurs finally appointed Conte. So we are here, and Antonio Conte is manager the 21st of October, which to be honest is quite close to where we are in real life when he is taken over. To show you how the rigorous pain I've had to go through this, let's go to managers and look how many times Mega Luke has been manager. We've had Jogi Löw, we've had Ernesto Valverde, Bielsa. So the only problem with this is that Bielsa is not at Leeds. That's the only downside. And because it took absolutely hours to do, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are very close to 30,000 subscribers. We're 5,000 away, and yet YouTube thinks it's going to take me 5 months to do it. I think we can do it a lot quicker than that. Let's see if we can. Prove them wrong. So as we are right now, Spurs are in 9th place during this simulation as he has taken over with 12 points, won 4, lost 2. So they've had a better start. The two that they've lost were Man City and Liverpool. Harry Kane is the highest average rating, which I don't think he would be winning right now in real life. He's doing very terribly. Have they signed anybody though? That's the interesting thing. Let's see if they have. It does look like they might have. This guy? No, he probably was there already. So they haven't, I don't think they've actually signed anybody. Maybe they've sold somebody. I don't think so. I don't think they actually have. So we could be going in with the exact same team here. That's good. So the end of season 1 then, and Spurs find themselves in 6th place, picking up a Europa League spot for next season. 63 points in total, the top 4. Liverpool win the league, Man City, Manchester United and Leicester securing 4th place above Chelsea quite comfortably as well. And then there's Spurs, who are 11 points off the top 4, above Arsenal though, by a point. So Spurs fans, happy with that? I think you would be. Harry Kane somehow has won the Golden Boot for the season, which he's going to have to score a lot of goals in the second half of the season under Conte for that to happen in real life. And he has the most player of the matches. Of course, he is a fantastic player, but like, I don't know. Maybe his heart isn't in it in real life. What's your thoughts down below in the comments? Let me know. Also, I'm wearing a tracksuit today. I prefer a tracksuit manager to a suit. Are you a tracksuit manager? Are you a suit guy? Let me know. So they actually had a really busy January by the looks of it. So they didn't really spend a lot, but they did buy a few players. So we have Levi Lumeka from Troyes. So what I'm finding quite interesting is we're going to see whether Conte's formation sticks. Raul Moro, I know, is another winger who can play it on the right or the left. Good one for the future though, wonder kid. Danny Ceballos, £2.4 million. It's very cheap, by the way. It's just probably a lot of wages, 67k they're paying him, but exceptionally good player. Now has played for both teams of North London. And Scott McTominay on loan. So they've bought like a very terrible CDM in this game. Is he that good? No, he's okay. I'm being a bit harsh, to be honest. So let's see. Spurs, are you playing in the formation that I would expect? So interestingly, it is a 5-3-2. I just don't think it's the 5-3-2 shape that I anticipated. I mean, I'm not really clued up on exactly what Antonio Conte likes to play. I thought it would be more around the basis of 3 up top, 2 in midfield, and like, well, maybe 2 wing backs or 4. Yeah, the 3 in midfield does throw me off slightly, but then I know he's had different variations at different clubs, and I know usually that like Ndombele position will be dropped deeper in there, and these will be forced a bit further up. So yeah, quite interesting. I mean, it is his preferred formation, this 5-3-2, so yeah, maybe I was wrong. So in the FA Cup this season, they lost in the 5th round to Chelsea on penalties in the London derby, and the Carabao Cup they lost in the quarterfinal on penalties as well. So I mean, he's going the distance. They just cannot win on penalties, it seems. Quarter-final loss to Leicester in the UEFA Europa Conference League as well. A competition that, to be honest, Spurs should be winning. They probably are the best team in that Conference League. Leicester, I'm guessing, has dropped out from the Europa League and has faced them in the quarters. Knocked them out as well. So on the out, Steven Bergwijn left For Leicester, £27 million. Cameron Carter-Vickers, £9.5 million. But on the ins, they spent £168 million. Yes. Conte was backed for sure. Thomas Lemar was the signature signing, £45 million. That's huge. João Mario is another one from Benfica. 30 years of age now, but that is a lot of money, £41 million. Castrovilli, I love that signing of Castrovilli, £35 million. Lazari, £16 million, bringing him back to the Premier League. Wilbert, who I think is a very talented defender on this game, young as well, 25 years of age. A lot of 14s, a lot of 13s in there, very capable in the Premier League. £9.5 million, that's very decent. The buying players from Sunderland though, that's where you could go wrong, Conte, to be honest, because he's not even really a full or a wing back, to be honest. He's just more of a fullback. 21 years of age, Sirkin from Sunderland. There's a lot of money from him as well. George Sanchez, £5.5 million. Just covers both wings, but again, not really a wing back. And then a lot of like needless signings to be like, why are you signing this player for millions as well? £5 million, 3.8 for this guy, Jonathan Panzo. You're kind of wasting your money here. Bringing in Nicolas Soule though is a fantastic signing. You cannot argue with that. That I tip my hat to you, sir. So at the end of the season, Conte is still in charge. That's good. In the Premier League, they finished in 6th place, exactly where they finished before, 61 points. Chelsea, again, finishing on the same points, but Arsenal finished above them this time. Leicester finished below them. So only the Arsenal-Leicester change there. Everything else is very much the same. However, good in the goals. Lewandowski has joined Liverpool and he is the Golden Boot winner. Harry Kane, though, 21, and Heung-min Son with 18. So he's scoring a lot of goals. Pass position sees pretty much what you'd expect, to be honest, with Spurs. They ended up finishing in 6th place, but at one point they were in the top 4 for a vast period, to be honest, and dropped off with a couple of losses there at the end of the season. Well, in other competitions, though, it does look like we have had a very busy year. I'm going to show you, though, the bottom half of this. There's a lot of reds and a lot of yellows. In May, we played 7 games, no victories. Only 2 draws, both in the Premier League, Wolves and Villa. There's some big losses in the Premier League, which cost us top 4, and an even bigger loss because a 2-0 loss against Liverpool in the FA Cup final, Sadio Mane scoring both. And after a 1-1 draw at home to Lazio in the semi-final of the Europa League, a 2-1 loss when we went away, an 86th minute winner from Akpro. Unfortunately, not Conte Spurs out, but he is still in charge. Maybe they're going to give him one more season. He hasn't really progressed the team, has he? He's reached a final, but he still hasn't won anything yet. How much longer are they going to give him? A grand total of £39 million out in his kind of 3rd season in charge now. Davinson Sanchez was a big name, Lucas Moura, Eric Dyer, and then a lot of loan deals. But on the ins, another £138 million. He is being backed massively. £46 million for Ronald Araujo. He is a fantastic player, you can see from that. Honestly, an elite centre-back. In my opinion, he is incredible, 25 years of age. Livakovic is an insane signing. What a great goalkeeper he is. You should be buying him on your saves if you don't have a good goalkeeper at the start. I believe he's very cheap. Ferland Mendy, £38 million from Real Madrid. Then a few lackluster signings after that. £12 million from Caligari is a good one, though. That's a fantastic little signing. Gotta be happy with that. Very good right back. George Bello from Bayern Munich. Who are you? You're a 22-year-old fullback. An American fullback. Okay, and he doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Can play in that wing-back role. But unfortunately, Spurs finished in 5th place. However, the current manager is Maurizio Sarri, which means Conte has had something happen to him. Maurizio Sarri has changed the formation as well. He is going for a 4-3-3. Let's see what happened. Because if we look at the managers, Antonio Conte was sacked 2 years 40 days into his reign. So he reached 30th of November before he was given the boot, and Maurizio Sarri has come in. Well, it didn't last that long, did it, for Antonio Conte? You feel like maybe if he won that FA Cup, they might have given him a bit more of a chance, but I think just the lackluster performances in the Premier League, not really breaking into that top 4, when really he threw it all away, didn't he? In that second season, there are a lot of losses there at the end, and he couldn't really secure that top 4 spot. A top 4 spot there, or the FA Cup win, I wonder whether the same fate would have happened and he would have been given the boot in November. I will show you the past positions, but I don't really know if this is like kind of accurate, because on the 25th of November here, it was a 2-1 loss to Manchester City, which then does look like it sealed his fate, because then it was a win for Maurizio Sarri against Wolves there. So they dropped down to 11th place, and that was the last straw, after losing to Norwich as well and a draw against West Ham. So some bad results there for Tottenham, and that is where Conte was given the boot. Very interesting. Well, if you like videos like this, why don't you check out this one, because in the future, Newcastle has some really interesting managers. And to be honest, Camavinga is the biggest journeyman manager I've ever seen in a video on Football Manager in my lifetime. And probably in yours too. Check that video out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.